this is Gabrielle Myers from GabrielleMyers.com. That's spelled GabrielleMyers. And I'm here to make savory oyster and cornbread pudding. It's gluten and it's dairy-free. It's pretty healthy for you. It's a nice weekday evening meal that you can put together, or you can put it together for a weekend brunch. And I'll show you how to make it. The base cornbread recipe is on the blog already, and this bread pudding is also on the blog, so please check it out when you have time. The first step is assemble all your ingredients as follows, and then mix in the beaten eggs, which have a little black pepper in them. So you beat eggs with a little black pepper, and then you have some almond milk. You have 2 cups of almond milk and 2 eggs. Mix those together so they're nicely incorporated, and you have a custard base. And then after that, I like to add the garlic. So this is 3 to 4 garlic cloves smashed. And then we have capers. I prefer whole capers because I like to bite in and really taste my caper, but if you don't like that, you're more than welcome to chop up the capers. Then we have a tablespoon of chopped oregano mixed with a little parsley. So it's about half a tablespoon oregano, half a tablespoon parsley. A tablespoon of smoky paprika, which is one of my favorite spices. It imparts kind of like a bacon flavor, but there's no bacon, so you don't have to worry about like the cancer and saturated fat that's associated with that. Unfortunately, delicious food that's bad for you. And then you have 3 tablespoons of smoky cashew vegan cheese. I like this one brand because it has coconut aminos in it, but you can sub it out with almost any kind of cashew cheese. It'll taste great, as long as it's like savory and not a sweet type of cashew cheese. So you put that in, and you want to mix things as well as you can, get it going on. You could use a whisk, but I like this because the fork works for me, because in a minute I'm going to add the breadcrumbs, and why dirty 2 utensils when you don't have to. So you mix it well, you add 3/4 of a cup of sauteed oyster mushrooms, and incorporate it. Well, you have your salt. It's a half a teaspoon of salt, and a dash of cayenne, or 2. I like a little spicy. And then finally, you make sure it's all incorporated. Gotta get your elbow in there and get that wrist action going on. Then you can fold in your breadcrumbs. Now these are bread, basically croutons actually, that I have toasted in the oven at 200 degrees. 200 degrees for about 20 minutes. And they're dried out, so that way they maintain their texture and they don't mush out while their bread pudding is cooking in the oven. So get it mixed in. You don't have to go too crazy because most of the other ingredients are already very well mixed. And you have that. That's your custard base there. And then add a little oil to a baking dish. I think this size works well, for me and the purposes of this specific dish. I want a nice large piece to eat that's evenly baked. But you could use a different type of dish without any worries. And so you oil it. I like extra virgin olive oil because of the flavor, and it's baking at a low temperature, so it's not like it's going to smoke or anything. Plus, olive oil is so healthy for you, and extra virgin has the extra polyphenols that we want in our body as much as possible. So mix it all together, throw it in your pan, mush it down a little bit, get all the goodness out of your bowl here. Yeah. And then you want to make sure that we have it evenly distributed here. We need to do a little shake over. Now what's going to happen is, as this bakes in the oven, it's going to bake in the oven at 350, probably for about 45 to 55 minutes. A lot of it depends on your oven. Even if it's well calibrated, oven temperatures vary for so many different reasons that it's nice to not give an exact time. Basically what you want is you want to be able to When it's done, stick a fork in and it comes out relatively clean of the egg material. So you can see, or I'll show you later, as it bakes, basically the top's going to brown, so it'll be nice and crunchy when you bite into it, and then you're going to have a smooth, tender base to the custard. So I'm going to put this in the oven. Again, it's at 350. It's been preheating for quite a while, and it will bake for about 45 to 55 minutes, and I'll show you the end result at that time. Oh, a middle rack is preferred. I'm going to test it. I think it's done. It looks like it's set up. It stopped bubbling. And so what I'm going to do is pull it out and then stick a fork straight through the center. And it's just the way I want it. It's a little still tender in the center, but most of the egg stuff is not clinging to the fork. There's just a little bit of the bread moisture, basically. So I like to set it up for about 15 minutes. This is the kind of dish where it could be set aside for 30 minutes, an hour. You could even let it cool down enough to put it in the fridge and eat it the next day for lunch or dinner. It's pretty versatile in terms of that. But notice the nice golden color that we have achieved because we toasted the croutons before putting them in. So this is going to be nice and crunchy, and this will be nice and soft, and we'll have a nice little contrast in terms of your texture, and that's basically what you want to aim for. And that's our savory bread pudding. For future blog posts, I'll give you some more information about how you can play with this base recipe to create almost any variation that you would like to make it really enjoyable. And that's it. Thank you.